Welcome to One-on-One. I'm Steve Adubato. It is not actually one-on-one today. We actually have one-on-three. It is our honor and pleasure to introduce three very special guests. Our good friend Rich Robitaille, Associate Vice President, Office of Military and Veteran Affairs, and Tami Pichardo is Director of Military and Veteran Affairs, and Skyla, Service Dog in Training at Berkeley College, where our good friends at the college are very committed to veterans, those who have served our country and trying to make a difference. Make the connection with Skyla. What's going on here, and what role does Skyla play in helping our veterans?
Sure. Many of our veterans who served in combat operations in the recent wars, many veterans come back with a great deal of emotional issues, whether it be PTSD, anxiety, depression, panic attacks, these type of things. Many veterans suffer from these emotional issues their entire life. And there's been a great deal of research to show that dogs who can be trained to identify these conditions and actually help veterans and help soothe them and help relieve those symptoms of those issues that they challenge.
Yeah. You have a special relationship with this dog.
Well, she is a rescue. And the biggest thing for me was that we were able to adopt a rescue, give her a second chance at life, give her a good home, and give her the second opportunity and the understanding, just like the veterans go through. And I love her and she loves me.
She got a second chance.
Mm-hmm.
Veterans get a second chance when they come back, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
they need that.
Describe, break this down for us a little bit. A service dog, right, like Skyla, what do they do for veterans? And be really clear for people, because I don't think people really have a sense of how powerful that connection could be. Talk about it, Rich.
Right, dogs can sense the emotions in a person, as you know. So if a veteran has anxiety, suffers depression, for example, if they start bouncing their leg or they start to have a panic attack, the dog can feel that emotion and will go over to the veteran and rest their head on them or serve as someone they can pet and comfort, take their mind off whatever it is troubling them. Dogs, they use them in all facets of life, and we have some veterans at our school that have their own service dog that can be trained to detect when they're going to have a breakdown or some type of episode.
Skyla senses emotions?
She senses and reacts to emotions, yes.
So it's so interesting. We were just talking about this before we got on the air. We just got a little puppy named Vinny a few months back. We never really had dogs in our world, in our family. I'm learning to get more comfortable with dogs, because I'm not going to talk about experience I had earlier on as a kid. But the fact is, we've had a little bit of fear. She can sense that fear?
Absolutely.
100%.
How?
It's what you put off. It's your body language. It's how you stand. It's how your voice sounds. It's how you look at her and how she's letting you receive her. The angle that you look into her eyes. Are you looking directly, or are you looking to the side of her?
And so for a veteran, he or she is experiencing whatever they're experiencing. Skyla sees that.
Yes.
She shows emotion. She gets closer. She puts her head on that veteran's lap. What could it do for a veteran that potentially a human being couldn't do?
There's no judgment.
Explain that.
So a human being, if you and I are sitting here talking, and you're telling me how you feel about something, I may have my own thoughts in my back.
Even if you're not telling me what you're thinking.
Right, even if I'm not telling you what I'm thinking. I'm still thinking something. Whether it's good, bad, indifferent, I may agree with you, I may disagree with you. She doesn't care. She's here to just give you love and get your love back. She wants to please you.
Unconditional.
Unconditional, no matter what. There's no judgment. There's no previous thoughts.
But Skyla has right over here, service dog in training. Explain the training, Rich.
Well, she's currently under the guidance of a professional dog trainer.
Right.
The college supports this effort. The trainer is highly qualified in training all different levels, from therapy level to emotional support, all the way up to service dog training. And that process takes about 12 to 18 months to get a dog fully trained to be able to respond to any type of emotional need.
Talk about, because at West Point, I was up there recently, and there are a lot of service dogs in that environment. Is it becoming more and more prevalent, more and more popular?
Yes, it's also becoming more and more accepted.
What do you mean accepted?
When you used to go out and you used to see someone with a service dog, you would think, oh, they have a problem, something is wrong, they need assistance. Now, because dogs in general don't have the normal dog life that they used to have. They are part of your family. So when you go out and you see a veteran or you see a person with a service dog, whether it's a working dog, a seeing eye dog, or for PTSD, it's just so much more appreciated and understood. They, just like the, example,
oh
exactly how she's sitting here.
Steve, get this, buddy.
She, she just wants to be loved.
And so she lives with you.
Yes.
How has it changed your life?
I have a baby. I have a baby.
Come on, really?
Well, for me, personally,
Yeah.
she's there. When I walk in the door, she's excited to see me. When I'm sitting down and I'm doing work, she's happy to be next to me.
But you take her to work?
I do take her to work.
No, at Berkeley, you take her to.
I take her to work. Yeah, she comes to work with me. She sits next to my. She sits at my feet.
Adapts to the environment.
Yeah, and then when a veteran walks in and they're upset about something or they are feeling anxious, immediately their tone changes because they see her. So she removes that angst that you first feel.
You know, you've been with us so many times before, and we're actually going to be launching a multi-part series on veterans and trying to understand what veterans need, and also trying to connect them to the services that are out there, and it'll be part of this discussion. But you've been with us so many times before. I've asked you this before, but I need to ask you this again. To what degree do we, those of us who have not served, those of us who say we care, want to care, to what degree could we ever know what most veterans truly need when they come back, when it comes to being, I'm not even going to say successful, but people who adapt, live in society in a happy, fulfilled way? I know that's a loaded question. Do we have any idea, could we?
Well, it's difficult until you've been in certain environments, operating environments, we call it in the military, such as
Operating environments.
Yeah, such as combat environments or in combat theaters. When you come back out of that, a lot of our veterans, people don't understand the emotional, the rise and fall of their emotions that they go through. Many veterans suffer loss. They've seen their friends get hurt or killed. Right. They have substance abuse issues. They have disabilities themselves that they have to deal with.
Emotional, physical,
Emotional, physical disabilities. And a lot of those emotional and mental issues are not visible. You don't see the scars that are within someone's head. That's why the suicide problem is such a large issue. That's why the substance abuse issue is so large. There's so many wounds inside their minds that it's hard to understand unless you're one of them. And that's what dogs can identify and try and help.
Describe your service to our country.
Well, I have 28 years service in the United States Army. I'm a Desert Storm veteran. You know, it's been a lot of years and a lot of service. I joined when I was 17 and be retiring soon, so almost done.
Talk about your commitment to our country when it comes to service.
I want to do everything I can to help them. They come home, they go away. I have family members. I'm not military. I have family members that are military. And I see, you know, you can see it in their eyes when you look at someone.
What do you see?
The need to just be reaccepted, to be told that everything's okay, to be thanked for what they've done. It was their choice, yeah, but at the same time, it's still an amazing experience that, what, 1% of the, you know, civilians experience?
Less. Yeah. Well, listen, Skyla is doing great things. I wonder if you could just...
Skyla is also, I don't know if you can see, she has an X on the top of her head.
An X, yeah, I noticed that.
She wouldn't fight, so she was supposed to be a fighting dog. And because she wouldn't fight, they scarred her up. They choked her out a bunch of times because her, you know, her bark and everything is a lot different. And she's got a couple little nicks on her nose.
I see them.
And she had puppies that were taken from her. So she really, you know, she went through the ringer, and she needed a good home.
Yeah. Skyla got a second chance, and she's helping others. Thank you for everything that you've done for our country, you're doing now, and thank you for what you're doing, and thank Skyla as well, and also our partners and friends at Berkeley. Okay?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Well done. Stay with us. We'll be right back right after this. Thank you very much.
No problem. Thanks for having us.
You did so good, Mama.